Hello and welcome to this short video about vector geometry. Now if we look at this question, I'm being told that the vector from P to Q, and that's what this little arrow up there means, the vector from P to Q is called Z, and the vector from P to R is called K. And I need to find, to start with, how to get from P to Q. Now I've been given that, that's really easy. That is just Z. If I want to get from R to P, I know that to get from P to R is K. What we have to imagine is that I'm starting at R. I'm only allowed to use the vectors, I'm only allowed to use the paths that I know the name of. If I want to get to P, I need to go over there. And that's going to be minus K. Because remember, a vector has both direction and distance. So the distance is the same, but we're going the wrong way, so it's minus K. Now, if I want to get from Q to R, the quickest way for me to go from Q to R would be like that. But I don't know the name of that vector, so I can't go along that path. I don't know the name of that path. But if I'm starting here at Q, I do know how to get to P, and I know how to get from P to R. So to get from Q to P is minus Z, and then to get from P to R is plus K. And if you wanted to, there's nothing wrong with you rearranging that to make it K minus Z. I'm just going to get rid of some of these little pictures that I've already got there, so we don't get confused for the next question. So for the next question, I want to get from R to Q, so I want to go up there. Now again, I don't know the name of that path, but I do know how to get there via P. I can get to P, and then I can get from P to Q. So that's going to be minus K plus Z, which again we can rearrange to Z minus K. Another example. Now, to start with, to get from A to B. Now, what's important to recognise here is that that vector P is going in the same direction as AB, and it's the same length because it's a parallelogram. Remember, the length OC is equal to the length AB, and because it's a parallelogram, they are exactly parallel. So that vector there is P as well. Remember, with a vector, it has direction and it has distance. The starting point can vary. Now I want to get from B to C. So B to C is here. I've started at B and I'm going to C. Remember, that little arrow show me the direction that I'm going in. Now we can see that that is the same distance as R, just in the opposite direction, and it is parallel. So that's just going to be minus R. So I know that O to C is P, and I know that B to C is minus R. Now I want to get from O to B. Now again, we can only go on the lines that I know the name of. And in fact, now we know all four names now, so this is easy. I'm going to go via A. So I want to go to A and then on to B. So to get from O to B is going to be R plus P. But if I wanted to, I could have gone this way. I could have gone to C and then up there, which would have given me P minus R. And the reason it's minus is because my orange arrow is going from B to C, but I wanted to go from C to B, which of course is the same as P plus R. Now, I'll just very quickly get rid of some of the things that are already there, so I'm not getting overly confused by all these extra lines. I want to go from A, which was up here, to C. So again, to get from A to C, I could go via O and then get to C. So that's going to be minus R plus P, which is the same as P minus R. So we'll just look at another example. This one's slightly more complicated in a way, because AB is not parallel to CD. So we can't say that because AB is B, we can't then say that CD is minus B. The lines have to be parallel to be able to do something like that. So I want to get from A to C. Now to get from A to C, I could go via B. So that's going to be B plus c. So what I'm always doing is looking for the paths that I know the name of to walk along. So I want to go from D to B. Now, to get from D to B, one way you could get there is via C. But the problem I have with that is that I don't know how to get from D to C. So that wouldn't be a good way for me to go. So instead, if I'm getting to B, let's go via A. So I know that from A to D is 2C, so from D to A going the other way is minus 2C, and then to get from A to B is plus B, and you can rearrange that to B minus 2C. So I want to get from C to D. Again, let's see if we can just quickly get rid of some of these extra lines so we're not confusing ourselves. Now, to get from C to D, the most direct route is obviously there. But the problem I have is I don't know the name of that path, so that's not a good route to use. I can only go on paths I know the name of. So I've got to go all the way around here. So the first leg is minus C, and then it's minus B, and both those are minus, so I'm going the opposite way to the arrow on the vector, plus C. Now I've got a minus C plus 2C, that just gives me C minus B. Now this last question, D to C is the negative of C to D. Because I'm just going in the opposite direction. Instead of going from C, starting at C and ending at D, I'm starting at D and ending at C. So it's just going to be the negative of what I just had. So that's minus C plus B, or B minus C. Whenever we're doing one of these vector geometry questions, always just look for the paths that you know the name of, and remember, you can use the fact that parallel vectors are worth the same to help you. I hope that helps. Thanks very much.